Hey guys, it's B here from USBC Gaming, and today I'm going to be doing yet another one of my movie reviews. Just because I really enjoy them, you guys seem to really enjoy them, so keep on showing that support. It really does mean a lot to me, I really do. I appreciate it as well to see. And yeah, so pretty much the review for today is going to be the brand new Disney movie, Pete's Dragon. And pretty much I saw that yesterday, which was Friday, and by the time that this is going up, it should be Saturday. Now, let's actually get into the movie, which the movie, sorry. If you don't know, a couple of these videos have some moments that are actually scripted, where it's just like, I'll sit down and I'll be like, okay, I think that I would like to do this at this scene right here, because I think it'll add a little bit, comedy or some humor or something. Yeah, so if you were wondering what that was, it sounded a lot better on pen and paper. It was just me drinking some water while doing like. Alright, but anyway, yeah, back to the movie. I actually did really enjoy this film. From what I can recall, I don't believe that I've seen the original, which the original is like a really old 1960s probably Disney movie. And from what I can or from what I've heard, I believe it's like all animation, or maybe it's like animation and live action. I really don't know actually. But yeah, so the film was actually really good. I think that they did a great job. They picked some pretty good actors and actresses. They all did, they all did pretty good jobs. And the animation for the Dragon Elliot, oh man, was that beautiful! That was great animation right there. Whatever they were using, they gotta keep using that, because again, that's probably some of the best animation I've seen this year. Uh, from a Disney movie. And Finding Dory was pretty good, but I do think that they stepped it up quite a bit, where it was like they made this and they made it look like it was real life, and they put it in a real life setting, and that really worked well for me. Uh, Another thing too was that I did really like is that the story did make sense. There was a couple of things here and there where I was just like, I don't really get that. And since these reviews are non-spoiler, I will not mention any of that, just because I don't really want to. And also, I do like to keep it so that you guys hear what my opinion is of the movie, and you guys either go and see it because you think that it's good, or you don't, or my opinion, or you go and see it because my opinion was that it was good, or you don't go and see it because my opinion of the movie was that it wasn't very good. Which for this movie, I do think that it was a pretty well movie. Again, there was a couple of moments here and there where it was just like, okay, I don't know why they had to have that, or there was like a scene at the end where I was just like, okay, but why didn't they just do that? Or why didn't they just go to them in the beginning of the movie? That just would have made it, or that just would have seemed like it would make sense. Now, I am going to talk like a little bit more about that scene towards the end, but I will just give the final grade that I think that this movie deserves, and then we'll give you guys a couple of seconds to click out of the video if you don't want any spoilers. So my grade for this movie, which again, if you do not know, I actually do grade it on like a system of if it's an F, which means that it's really bad, or it's an A plus, which means that it's really good, and then there's movies in between those. And A plus just means, it was a perfect movie, where an F means they definitely could have fixed everything, and I don't even know why this movie even exists. Um, and what I actually do rate Pete's Dragon is I will rate it a B. Which again, it was like one of those things where I walked into it, I wasn't really expecting too much. I didn't really want to see it that bad. And I came out of it and I was decently impressed. I did like it. Again, the animation style was beautiful. A couple of things I didn't really like. And then, again, it was one of those things where it's like the story I really enjoyed, but I don't think that it really deserves like an A. Again, this movie is really great. I do think that you should go see it because it was really good, but I'm just not thinking that it deserves like an A or anything like that. Alright, so now we are going to get into spoiler territory. I will give you 5 seconds to exit the video if you do not want to hear my one complaint, which has one spoiler in it. So here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now this is the ending. So the ending is Pete and his brand new family driving down. Sorry about that. Not really driving down, but like they're driving on the road, and they're trying to get to a mountain. And when they get to the mountain, they're all like running and climbing up it and stuff. And so they get up there and they see Pete's Dragon Elliot, and like he's so excited to see him because he hadn't seen him in a couple of years. And then he starts riding him for a little bit, and they jump off, and even more dragons come up, and it's just like, but wait. If this is Pete and Elliot's kind of like utopia, and like, Pete flew there knowing that all this stuff was here and it was going to be great, why didn't they just go there in the first place? That was just kind of like, okay, I don't really see why they didn't just do that, but whatever. Maybe they like visited there before or something, but there's definitely no way that he was just flying around one day and then there was just like 50 of them and they were just like, sup? I don't think that that's how it worked out. I really don't. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but I really think that it happened a little bit more along the lines of like, that's his family and he traveled back to be with them. And one other complaint that I did have is at the beginning, where he's there driving down the road, and this time instead of being about 9 years old, he is 3 years old, and that is Pete, not the dragon, and he's driving with his new family, and they almost hit an animal, and then they swerve off the road, and down, and they hit the ground, and the parents are both sadly dead now, and he's just out there in the middle of the forest. And there was 2 things wrong with this scene. One, or technically 3 things, but one of them is just like, you know what? I won't really count that as much as the other 2, which is the first one, which is, how did the 2 27-year-olds survive that when they're 3-year-old? Or how did the 2 27-year-olds not survive that when there's a 3-year-old in the car and he comes out perfectly fine? Well, I mean, like, he's a little sad that his parents just died, but I mean, like, he comes out like, oh, jeez, oh, probably shouldn't take that ride again. Like, he literally just walks out there, and I mean, like, he's scared, he's a little sad about that. But I mean, like, there's no, like, roughs or, like, bruises or anything on him. And again, I get it that it's a Disney movie, but I mean, like, for Pete's sake. Pete's Dragon, for Pete's sake. Anyway, but I mean, like, for Pete's sake, good gosh. How, like, why did they think that, or, like, how would that 3-year-old still be alive and have nothing? And again, that was a minor thing, because it's just like, okay, I do understand if that didn't happen, then this movie wouldn't work out at all. It would just, like, completely ruin the story and stuff. But the other two things that I just happen to have a problem with is that he gets out of the car and there's so much broken glass around him. And he's walking through it completely fine. And you know what? Sure, he has shoes, but I haven't known, or I knew this person, and I also saw it happen. They were walking with their shoes on. In fact, thicker shoes than probably like 3-year-old sneakers that he was wearing. The sneakers for 3-year-olds, not saying that the sneakers are 3 years old. And, you know, again, he had much thicker shoes than the kid in the movie, and the glass went right through those in his feet. How did that not hurt him or get in his foot at all is absolutely way beyond me. And again, that's a little bit more of a minor complaint, but it just wasn't the most logical. And then this is the only thing, or the second thing, that I had a really big problem with, which is, again, he's going through the woods, and then at one point he gets cornered by 4 wolves, and you see them approaching him so slowly. I think that real wolves in real life would just, if they saw a helpless 3-year-old, they wouldn't be approaching him like kind of slowly, like, okay, something's gonna happen to us and we're gonna get scared away. No, they would like full on go up attacking him and stuff, and I don't really want to make this a lot more uncomfortable than it has to be. But that little kid would be dead. I just want to state that if there was 3 wolves coming towards you, I do not think at all that the wolves would just start like coming slowly. I think that they would definitely just like rush him pretty much. And that was like the only 2 complaints that I had. Again, the movie, it gets a B. It's a very good movie. You should go and see it. And that's about it. So yeah, so if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to USBC Gaming, and I shall see you all later. Goodbye.